Hey, Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. The trading chart that you're looking at in front of you is from May 6th, 2016, and it is also ends up being Employment Friday, or the monthly employment report that comes out. Now, I don't like to trade in front of the employment report, but I'll trade after it. And I don't really pay any attention to what the numbers is. I mean, I'm more, like I said before, I'm a technical trader that doesn't ignore the fundamentals. And what I mean by that is I don't ignore the economic reports that are getting ready to come out. It's something that I believe is going to negatively or positively affect the market. I don't want to be in front of it. I want to make sure that I'm not in it before the trade starts, and then after the trade gets in, then I want to get in. So in the morning, what I saw was what I believed was a Gann signal, and the market was going to be heading short. We had this bar right here, this 1002 bar come in, and we had this red bar here. So the market looked like it wanted to go up to start with. And so I was actually looking for a long trade to get into the market to start with. But then I saw this pattern come in here. And it ends up being a trading channel that I see. The market opens up and we pretty much just continue to shoot up. There really wasn't a chance to get on the long side, is what I'm getting at, prior to this market right here moving up. And in fact, what I was seeing, for every up move that we had, there was danger, Will Robinson, to be had. So this up move comes in early in the market and it heads down south very quickly. This little up move comes in and then it heads down south. This move comes in and then it heads down south real quickly. It did not look like a valid long signal, is what I'm getting at, even though we had that high volume bar. Um, I didn't want to really get involved with the market until I felt that I felt good about the trade itself, or at least I felt like something could come of it. So I believe I take a long and I take a short, and I'm basically sitting down 11 ticks, I think, on the trading session prior to the signal that I take long for a 61 tick move. I think I was down 10 and I got 62 ticks. I forget exactly how many, but I ended up the day up 50 ticks on my trading day, and I was down coming into the trade that I saw. Now, what put me back to the sidelines was this move right here. We had this red bar volume, which ends up being the highest volume bar. So originally I'm looking on the long side. I'm seeing every time that we try to go long, it fights it right on back down. So I was hesitant. I wanted to see what the opening range would show us before I would get involved in the trade. And let me bring this over a little bit if I'm in that corner. So what I see is this opening range right here. And this is the 8 to 805 opening range of the crude oil market on Friday. And Friday is a day that I don't get in a hurry to get, to trade, and I move to break even quickly. And, all rules are off when it comes to Friday trading. I'm basically looking if I can get a nice move, but I'll settle for a 1P move any day of the week and be done with my trading day. Now, a 1P move yesterday was equivalent to 25 ticks, basically, was the move that I was looking at to on the upside. And then a 3P move yesterday was worth about 73, 74 ticks. So what did I see? We see this Gann signal come in, and it looked like the market was getting ready to break, and we see it is holding this line, and it's holding this line. And even though we had this red bar volume, I'm thinking, which way? I was kind of confused. Was the market going to go this way? Was the market going to go this way? I see this Gann signal coming in through here. We've already made lower highs coming into here. Are we just going to go up and then head back down this way? And what happened in the market is this bar right here prints. Now this is what you call the tiebreaker. So I guess we're putting all of our trading tips to, tying it all together, I guess, or putting it all together. So what we see right here is a tiebreaker. Now a tiebreaker means that I need to see another volume bar greater than this bar or a bunch of bars put together very quickly that lets me know that either the buying or the selling's done and the market's ready to make a move. So I'm on the sidelines between the 805 when I'm looking at, the CL port method I like to trade. So I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen. So this is 805. Nothing, 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 nothing. La 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 la. And then we see these bars right through here. Okay. And you notice that I marked something on this, but we'll get to that in a minute. But then we see this bar right here. This is what I call the tiebreaker. This bar right here, if I'm not mistaken, was over 1400. I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was 1492. This ends up being your tiebreaker. And since it's a blue bar volume, that means I'm looking for a short move to come out of this move. So what we saw was a red bar volume and a blue bar volume. So this is blue, this one's red, and then we have this blue bar volume. So all of a sudden, what this is telling me at this point in time, that there are more sellers in the market than there are buyers. So I'm looking for the market to head this direction. So now I'm looking for my 1, 2, 3 trading setup to come in the market, and we actually see it come in right in this area. And I believe this is where I took a short and got stopped out coming through here. So I knew that we were trading up into the pivot point, but I still thought, well, maybe it would stop and not go through pivot. I had a 10-tick stop loss, and I took a loss right here on this trade. So this right here ends up being the 1, the 2. Let me get the screen draw tool out. So my short signal comes into the market right here. So this is my 0 or 1 point. This ends up being the 2 point. This is your 3 point. And you can see that it gets filled right in this area right here. It goes down a little bit, and then it proceeds to go up, and then obviously it takes me out at my stop loss. And I always run every trade with a stop loss. So now I'm thinking, which way is the market going? I've already attempted the short, and I thought, well, maybe it will go back down again. So what I saw was us hit the pivot up at this point, come down through here, and let me show you again where my trade signal was. And maybe this makes more sense when I talk about the Bugs Bunny trade. So here I am. I'm a seller again. So this is 0 or 1. This ends up being our 2 point. Here's your 3 point. And then the market takes off going this way. Now what I also saw was this right here. And I took a probe into it right at this level. Why? This is a fake out signal, and we still had higher volume bars that were higher than any of this stuff that was here. I mean, not volume, but higher price action bars. So this, in my humble opinion, was just a lower high. Even though the market was making a move up, we had the 46. Maybe it makes a better sense if I show it this way. And I like to use a 5 and a 15 minute. So let's pull the 15-minute chart up, because we're going to actually be using this. So looking at our 15-minute chart, we have this high right here. So even though we moved up through pivot and we went up this way, we have a high, and I'm still thinking the market looks like it's ready to sell off and at least get down and through this point back here. So and people call this inside a range. So which way is it going to go? Is it going to go this way? Is it going to go this way? I have no idea. What I knew is that I had a tiebreaker scenario, and it was telling me at that point in time that the sellers were more apt to drive the market at that point in time. All right? And going back and looking at the prior trading sessions in front of me. So not ignoring the fundamentals, I guess, or the technicals in this case, not ignoring what I saw in front of me. Now you can see that I have this trend line drawn on the charts and some blue bars coming in. Now I didn't notice that we were forming what I call a bear trap until a little bit later. So right around this area, so right around 9:44 a.m., I start to see that we are forming a bear trap. And what I do is I go in and put in this right here, this horizontal bar against this low right here. I put this trade channel going this way. I notice that we have right through here looked like a point of support in the market, and I put that on the charts, and also drew a trend line going from the lower highs coming down. You don't need all that information, but it helps me understand that something's going on that's greater than what I see in front of me. And to top it off, what we see is another high bar, another blue bar volume come in the market on this level right here. So it comes up here, and then we see even more selling. But what happens? The market doesn't really follow through with anything. You know, every time we try to sell it, it would stop. Get over here. It would stop. So, like for instance, so this is where you can't beat them, join them. I'm still trying to sell the market right here. So here's another mark right here that's saying, hey, look at me, I'm ready to go down. So I see this move going up through here, and I sell it underneath this area, and it comes back, and then it takes me out up here at break even. So every time that I go, and I go in a short 3 times, and I ended up a loss of like 10 ticks. I got a gain of 2, and I think I had another loss of 1. So I was sitting down, I believe, 11 ticks coming into the trade. So every time that I took on the short signal, nothing would come of it, and the trap was forming. And that's what I saw. Right here is where I started seeing the trap being formed. Every time that we would head down, the buyers would come in the market, and then they would stop the selling that was coming in. Normally, if you see a volume bar like this, that could be a very good signal that the market's going to go lower. Everything was showing that it wants to go lower, but we just barely end up crossing underneath here, and we form what's the end of the trading channel, and we also get our 4th point. So let me put that on the charts here. So we end up getting the Gann signal coming across. There's 1, there's 2, here's 3, here's 4 coming through, and then we shoot up. And this is where I get the price extension from. And I'm looking, all right, we're heading up. We've already went up the pivot, so we're going to go up to pivot again, and we're going to shoot through it. How far are we going to shoot through pivot? What kind of level can I see that is telling me where we can go? I think I have it on the 15-minute chart. Let me go back. That's 5. So on my 15-minute chart, so 15, okay, I draw a price extension into the charts. What I don't know is and I base it upon this bar here. So let me take it off, and then I'll put it back in. So at the time that I'm putting on right edge, you have to pretend that this bar and everything that's south, that's right edge of this bar is not known. So I put a price extension into, not price extension, a Fibonacci extension into my charts. I look at what I see in front of me, and I think, where can we go? This was up against pivot, and this bar right here was a doji bar. And then all of a sudden, it gives me a target of what I'm looking at. And a market will overshoot to some extent. So what I thought the market would head, it would be up to the 61.8 or up to 50%. This ends up being my target, but I would have been extremely happy at 50% as well, or a little bit lower. So at 38.2, 50. So basically what I'm getting at is how far can the market shoot? And notice that 61.8 to 100%, there's a big gap there. I didn't think we could go any further than this on the rocket ship up, I guess. So it would have to head back down and then go up. So you know, to consolidate and then head that direction. So it was forming what ends up being a bear trap in the market, is what I'm getting at. So here is our signals. So every time we head low, the market stops and it comes back up. It stops, it comes back up. It stops, it comes back up. It stops, it comes back up. I'm watching this blue line go across here, which is my 200 trading bar, SMA, and I physically go long right above, right here, which is at 57. And in fact, I think I even told the room that I liked it above 59. So at 59 and 57, we take off. And it goes, oh, and one other thing that I noticed, that this happens quite a lot. You'll see, and when it shot up here to the pivot right here, this prints. This ends up being highest volume bar and it's red. This is buy support, in my humble opinion. Obviously, I didn't want it to go down and through. If it would have went through my entry point, then I'm out. You know, so this could have easily run me out of the trade and then went on its merry way. But I like the entry point. You see this, we run up here, they try to sell off the market, and then the buying comes into the market right here and stops it on a dime, represented by this. And then we take off, and this is my, this is the exit at, this is actually the 3P target at 45.30. And the 45.27, I believe, is run right in this area right there as well. So we make the Fibonacci extension. It does kind of stall right here at the 50% level. So when it was at 50%, I was looking at like 45.01, 45.99, and I would have been quite happy to take out the trade at that point as well. So I still kind of trailing behind it. And since it's Friday, I'm not really paying much attention to this line. I'm looking at the trading channel that is formed, that I had put on way back here and way back here. I'm looking, can we hold in this trading channel that's going up? And as long as we can hold inside that trading channel, I'm feeling pretty good about the trade itself. So up here is our 3P target, and then we physically break the trading channel right in this area right there. And notice what happens after we break that trading channel. The market just takes off and goes the other direction. That's where all bets are off, right? And the move is over. So that's what I was looking at. It was the trading channel, and it gave me an opportunity to be able to look at the market a little bit differently on the up and still give the market some kind of room to negotiate so that I could hopefully hit my profit target and profit objective on the trade. Although I still was trailing behind it with a stop loss, a profit stop loss. And it does end up hitting. So this is the Gann signals, what I'm getting at. So this is a beautiful Gann setup, and you can look at it a different way as a bear trap comes in. What happened is this right here, this and this ends up being a very significant point right here. It hits the 15-minute bar on 15 minutes. It hits the 200 bar SMA right here. It just touches it, and it comes off of it. I see that, and then I think, uh-oh, we have a trap being formed. and there it comes, and it just escalates through. It just comes with experience, I guess, being able to see it. But it's something that I believe that you can see as well. It's just a very powerful signal. It's the Gann signal. It's the number one trading signal that pretty much trumps everything that I do. If I see it, I'd like to be able to jump on it, because it happens in a consolidating market. It happens inside a trading range. It happens in a whole bunch of different areas. But the market itself can be very powerful inside that trading channel, and then when it breaks out, it can go and basically head up to the moon, I guess, in that sense. All right, so this is Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. I hope you enjoyed this further explanation of the Gann signal to be able to take on the fourth time through, and how I view the market. It was a very fun trading day yesterday as I saw the market, and it was just a good overall trading week. The market was rewarding the trend followers with nice gains during the whole week, and it was a very pleasant week, outside of just one small trading day that I had a losing day. So that's about it. That's all I really want to talk about. Let's talk to you, and I guess I'll see you on the next video that I put together. It's Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.